Welcome to another episode of me reviewing things, and I kind of wanted to wait for this whole Johnny Somali thing to kind of wrap up because there were so many updates of him getting charged and going to courts. I figure, why not just give it a minute or two? Just let things settle, maybe let the decisions start coming in, and then we'll review it. So here we are. And shout out to Real Gangsters, mixed martial arts. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into it.
This disrespectful IRL streamer is in complete denial that he ruined his own life. I mean, it's so bad that he doesn't even understand the world of trouble he's actually in. Things have just got so bad for this guy that he is now promising to go back to harassing people in public while his trial is ongoing because he no longer cares, I guess.
If y'all want chaos, let me be your conduit. Let me be your bastion of the evil. If you want to see anarchy, if you're an anarchist and you want somebody that is going to crash out with no remorse, with no sense of self-worth, with no sense of self-preservation, I will be your man.
As if you think he couldn't do anything dumber doing this during his ongoing criminal trial. He surprises us yet again. So obviously, we're talking about the IRL streamer Johnny Somali, who's recently been held in Korea for months after streaming himself commit multiple felonies in Korea for donations and attention. This has obviously backfired a bunch against him because he's his own star witness against himself. Currently, he's facing several charges, some of which he's already pleaded guilty to, which I've already covered here on this channel since
So this guy is basically going all out with nothing to lose mentality, trying to make some money. This is not going to play out well for him in prison. But then the nice thing about him going to prison is it's going to harden him up. Harden him up. This is definitely going to change him. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad. I don't know if it's I don't know, but what a life lesson this guy chose to face. It's like, can you imagine being that there are people out there that are this stupid? That they're like, well, I got nothing to lose. Let me just see what little money I can have with the little freedom I have before I go spend 10 years. Is it 5 or 10 in jail? I don't know. It might be 10. It might be 5. I don't know. I don't know if they do good behavior in Korea. I'm not an expert on prison and the jail system. I'm not a blood-sucking lawyer that provides absolutely nothing to society.
Flew out to South Korea for his trial. And going into that trial, I don't know why, but I thought maybe, just maybe he would be respectful and played a little bit smart for, you know, a better shot at a lighter sentence. But I was so incredibly wrong. I mean, the dude showed up over an hour late to his own trial, still drunk, because he decided to live stream drunk just hours before he had to wake up for his early morning trial. But as you guys know from watching my previous video, the trial couldn't have gone worse for him. He made an absolute terrible impression on the judge, and he accidentally leaked new charges against himself while he was drunk the night before. And I guess, like, as if things couldn't get more ironic, his case number ends with 666. So I don't know if that's intentional or not, but that's a wild coincidence. But either way, he for some reason thinks the trial went great for him and that he'll only get a slap on the wrist.
You're the one who's gonna look so dumb when I don't get any jail time or anything. Like bro, I'm gonna laugh like a villain. Look, I did go there and recognize all the charges. I said I was guilty. I did say all this because it's just gonna be a fine. What the? I'm just gonna pay it and leave, bro. Like you can't go to jail for this. You can't. Like you literally cannot.
Yeah, I was there. Things really did not go his way. How does he not realize? Since he pleaded guilty to multiple charges, he will now be convicted as a felon there. And he will now be charged as a repeat offender for his next case, which is a way more serious charge. And also, every clip that we're going to watch in today's video, he will only make things infinitely worse for himself as each clip goes by. Because
it's the Western ideology of Westerners thinking they can just go to other countries and do whatever they want because they have freedom, right? Freedom. Which is why they always act like, you know, you ever have a friend that grew up in a super religious, strict household, wasn't allowed to do anything. And then they get invited to some sort of high school or college house party. And they are the most out of control people. It just reminds me of when Westerners travel overseas. Like, have some humility, for fuck's sake. The legal system of America doesn't apply everywhere. It's kind of like when America kind of went apeshit over the Gulf of Mexico being changed to the Gulf of America. Yeah, as if they don't have their own maps and language over there. Like, they can name it whatever they want. It could be a completely different name. What does it matter? These people just live in a little bubble. Little bubble of the Western world where they're just encouraged that they're free because they repeat it so many times. It has to be true. It rhymes, dude. No, it doesn't rhyme. That's jujitsu, ecological debate. Sorry. Shout out to DeAndre Corbin, his brother. I didn't know he had a brother. I thought he had two names. But shout out to DeAndre Corbin for winning the 100K tournament. Amazing. Ecological approach is amazing. It makes more sense to the neurotypicals, or not neurotypical, neurodivergence, because it gives you a reason why, and it allows you to be creative and implement ways to learn it yourself because you're smarter than the person teaching it. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, my body, my nervous system, I'll figure it out quicker. Just let me know what the end goal is. But what was I talking about? Oh, as long as you just keep repeating it. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, these Westerners go overseas and you see so many clips of them acting a fool, and you wonder where this term Kyle and Karens came from, right? And then you see them overseas, like, dude, all these Westerners and Americans that are criticizing these people for doing that, if you went over there, you would do the same shit, bro. I've seen what you guys do on Omegle when no one's watching. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
I keep saying this guy somehow always finds the dumbest way possible to react to every situation that he's in. It's like he's trying to go for a maximum sentence for all of his charges here. And the prosecutors and judge will see all of these videos here. I mean, now even the Korean media is calling for a harsh punishment for him. So there's a lot of pressure for this guy not to walk. Then of course, he's his own star witness and making everything worse for himself. As he even confirmed in this video, what we observed in the trial was true. He was indeed drunk.
Hank is saying like long live China, stuff like that, but bro, I'm slurring. I'm drunk.
This guy just consistently removes any plausible deniability from his own trial. But he did a breakdown where he talked about his side of the trial, and this is where we learned how delusional this dude really is.
I'm gonna give you guys the post-trial breakdown. We have all this news right here from Korean and other sources. I want you guys to send me in the Discord right now to react to. I'm gonna give you the whole real, unadulterated, true story because I have footage. From the court that.
The meta, the mind game. This is actually a smart move by him. It's like, holy shit, this shit's going viral. This shit's trending. Let me do a reaction. He's taking a page out of my book. It's not really my book. I took it out of someone else's book. But here we go. The cycle continues, right? Samsara.
Y'all haven't seen. I got footage from the court that y'all don't know about. They're claiming that like I came in and I was blindsided by the fact that I had a new charge and was like sitting in the wrong place and was nervous. This was a breeze, and the only reason I'm ready to start going live again because honestly I have no fear. Like that's really, these people are clout chasing off my name so badly. Like look at this. I got these Packers. These are from Pakistan saying I arrived late and hungover. Okay, they're not lying about that part. I'll give you that. I was late to the court by like an hour. I was hungover. I'm gonna be honest about that. It wasn't really that big of a deal.
Okay, everything you did in court signals to the judge that you don't care nor respect them. You're doing nothing to favor any lighter sentence for yourself. But let's hear this full truth here.
You know, I showed up drunk. I showed up happy. Like the charges that they have me put on, the charges that they have me for are such minor, minuscule charges. It's obstruction of like, bro, spilling a cup of noodles, carrying a fish. But they got me for like spilling a cup of noodles. They got me for carrying a stinky fish. They got me for some, bro. Like this is, you can't go to jail for that in any country. But the reason I've been quiet is I didn't want to really feed the trolls. I didn't really want to feed like this energy of these just lying and making up all this bullshit about me.
Okay, so why would you risk extending your sentences by acting like a complete moron? It's also everything that he's done between these charges that also goes into account for when they're choosing how harsh they're going to be during the sentencing. And it doesn't help that everything he's done basically since he was served with this criminal lawsuit has hurt him more than help him. It just seems like he's still operating like he's in the US. Like, no. Most likely, you wouldn't get any serious prison time for any of these antics in the US. But in South Korea, the country that's held him in limbo there for over 4 months against his will, clearly, they operate differently. So why would you ever act like a moron and test your luck when you really don't have to?
Like, I cannot believe how low life you have to be to fly. And this Tozy made at least 20.
Yeah, I just want to say that Atozy, or A2Z, is really good at what he does. I've seen other creators, I think Legal Mindset, I tried to get like dude, I can't sit through that.
One videos about me. This made how many videos? Johnny Somali, he's over. 99 years, he's done. Like, I don't know how people still keep following for this. This made the same videos about me in Israel, Japan, like, and I'm still fine.
The dude claims he's fine, yet this is him right now. As of now, he's a walking case of survivor bias, and it seems like he'll be stuck in Korea for at least the next year. What are you talking about? Still fine. I flew out to cover you being an absolute idiot in court. And yeah, we got some views. Meanwhile, you fly across the world to harass people in public for 40 viewers, and those people want to see you get hurt or arrested. I cover laughably stupid stuff on the internet, so I guess congratulations for being laughably stupid enough times for me to make so many videos on you. But sure, dude, go continue to harass people in Korea and see how that plays out for you in the multiple cases that are coming your way. Because that's exactly what he's planning, even though he has these ongoing trials.
If y'all give me the support and the donations and the love, the power chats, the crypto donation, I'm ready, bro. If y'all want chaos, let me be your conduit. Let me be your bastion of the evil. If you want to see anarchy, if you're an anarchist and you want somebody that is going to crash out with no remorse, with no sense of self-worth, with no sense of preservation.
I really dislike the way people use the word anarchist, because it doesn't mean what they think it means. Anarchy means a lack of government, meaning that if you act a fool, people aren't going to call the cops. They'll just deal with it. You know what I mean? You would have been dealt with a long time ago, but because you're protected by the law, right? The same law that's putting you away for a long time. You think it's anarchy, and it's not. Anarchy just means a lack of government. So there'll be more mercenaries. There'll be more Yakuza types that are roaming the streets offering protection. Right? That's what would happen. And I'm for it. I'm for actual anarchy. Like, get rid of the government. Let's see what happens when people run things. You know, I'd rather have all the people run things than a select group of people. The minority. You know what I mean? You just look into it and it's like the same perpetrators every single time. It's always them. But anyways, let's get into it.
Self-preservation. I will be your man. I'm building up the Johnny Somali pirates.
I mean, this absolute moron just made it extremely clear to the prosecutor and the judge that if he is not locked up, he will continue to harass civilians and businesses on the street for profit. And if that statement isn't bad enough, apparently he's itching to crash out.
I'm ready to crash out. Do you know how long it's been since I crashed out? I'm itching. I'm itching. And you're not going to understand ABZ's here. I could take a train to ABZ in 30 minutes right now. Shut his shit down. And shut that pepper spray and everything right now. I can go shut ABZ down right now.
The only thing he's going to do here is rack up more charges. I mean, this is honestly some David Goggins level commitment to being a full-blown moron. This is exactly why you need to love your kids, so they don't end up dedicating their lives to harassing strangers on the street for profit. But he did go on to talk about why he pleaded guilty.
Why I pled guilty 2 days ago or yesterday? It's because, bro, do you think I want to sit in this country any longer? Bro, if they got you for some, bro, I'm telling you, everything I pled guilty yesterday is like $50 fines, $100 fines. Playing music on a bus, spilling a cup of noodles, carrying a, bro, they're trying to charge me for carrying a dead fish and saying, do you want to eat fish? It's in quotations on the indictment. I have the indictment right here. It says you told someone, do you want to eat fish? In what country is that a charge? But do you think I'm really going to sit there and argue with the judge over a $100 fine? I'm guilty, so what?
Dubai, UAE. How about those places? I'm pretty sure. I'm like in Dubai, isn't it like a crime to live stream? You need to get permission everywhere you go, or you can just go to jail. It's so funny that these people that tell themselves they're free, when they probably have the least amount of freedom out of so many countries that you can go visit. But whatever. Let's just get back to this.
I'll pay it. I'm out. It's so stupid. Yeah, they think this is the police don't joke. I know in Japan they don't have sarcasm, but really in Korea the police have no sarcasm. The girl told me, why did you say you're part of a criminal organization called FT and CX if you're not a part of it? Why did you say that? And I said, you know what I mean? I said, you gotta ask them. You gotta ask the leaders. They really are onto this. They think it's not a game.
Dude, it's hard to understand sarcasm when there's a language barrier and they're not familiar with you. And being sarcastic to someone who has your freedom in their hands, that's definitely not the bright thing to do.
Whenever they showed me on the camera, when they showed me on the, I'm gonna take the headphones on because you're not even reacting yet. When they put the camera on me, like on that paparazzi, like purple walk they do in Japan, the detective was so angry. He's like, why did you smile at the cameras? Why did you smile at the cameras? In Asia, they really don't like this. It's like a saving face thing. Like this is like the worst you can do. Like this, they tweak the out.
So why are you doing this again? When, yet again, your freedom is in their hands. You're also providing the prosecutor and the judge with the information that you're extremely aware and intentional with your actions. But I guess this like false sense of security is based on what he found from another case of a woman getting 2 years for obstruction of business for crashing her car into a convenience store.
She drove her car into the convenience store. Took a car and crashed into the convenience store and beat up the convenience worker, destroyed the whole store, like literally attempted murder, bro. Like she did this and she got 2 years. She got 2 years because Korea is a woman in a feminist society. Whatever the feminism buff is the American passport, U.S. citizen buff. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I got the same buff. The same buff as her.
Honestly, I feel like the American part is kind of a debuff in your situation. Also, I would put my money on that she was respectful and remorseful in court, and definitely not showing up late, drunk, and being racist towards the judge and prosecutors. So they are very different cases, and he has multiple charges pending, which stack with each other.
It's like that meme. Nothing ever happens. That's what I'm trying to tell these. Nothing ever happens. I'm telling these to lower their expectations. Yes, you hate me, you don't like me. I don't give a if you like me or not. But don't put this, oh, the karma's gonna get him, some shit's gonna get him, because you're gonna feel left down. You're gonna feel let down, bro.
I guess we'll see how that statement ages, but he had a lot to say about the creator showing up to the trial, but I'll focus on what was about me.
So the thing is, we just got out of the trial. It went absolutely terrible for Johnny because
absolutely terrible. It was a 5-minute long trial. They just said, what's your name? What's your address? What's your occupation? come back April 9th. Don't be late next time.
Okay, well, that's simplifying things a little bit too much. It was a little over 10 minutes, and in that short amount of time, you disrespected the judge, the prosecutors, and pled guilty for 3 charges. One of those charges included a felony, and you have more charges coming your way, and seemingly a separate case where you will now be tried as a repeat offender. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't say that went well for you. But in frustration, he then continues to disrespect the judge.
Essentially, he got in trouble for, number 1, wearing the hat.
I didn't get in trouble. I don't speak Korean. Said take the hat off. I don't know what these guys said. Said take the hat off. I don't know what the. Someone told me take the hat off. I took it off. He was carrying a water bottle. Is that a like what like, bro? Like they take the most little and try to make it like they told him take the hat off. Like, well, what? Like, what are you talking about?
How stupid do you have to be? I mean, like, what do you mean talking the most little shit? I went there to report exactly what happened within those closed doors. So I'm walking everyone through from start to finish of what happened in that trial. Does it bother me that he had a water bottle? No, not at all. But at the time of this stream, no one knew exactly what happened in that courtroom except for the people that were inside the courtroom, which is why as soon as the trial was over, I needed to get out of the building so I could go live for you guys. I tried to go live outside the courthouse, but my 4G connection was not good enough. So we then went to the nearby Starbucks and went live.
4 charges against him, but only 3 of them were addressed today.
Okay.
The 4th charge, which he just discovered about,
How did I just discover about it? I can pull out the paper with the date on it that proves and show it to this camera that I knew about every single charge. They just make up. He didn't know. He didn't. No, you didn't know.
Dude, we were there. This is why your next hearing is April 9th, because your lawyer needed time to review the new charge before you entered a plea.
He's been playing his cards in the worst way possible.
Like, what worst way? I didn't do anything. Like, I haven't played any cards. Like, I'm not playing any cards. I'm just waiting for it to be over. But I'm just going to go. Listen, I'm going to tell this to these. I'm not locked in Korea. These Koreans are locked in here with me. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. I'm not locked in here. They locked in here with me.
Bro, Westerners are so programmed by the media. It's insane. They just repeat movie lines for no. It's so crazy. Once you pull away from that world and you just watch people react, or they'll just like regurgitate a random movie line because it just popped in their head randomly, right? It's weird that it just randomly popped in their head, right? That's what they're thinking about. But yeah, when they just repeat these movie lines like there's some sort of fact. They heard it so many times, it's so real, so provocative. It's a great rebuttal. It worked in the movies. Why wouldn't it work in real life? You know, it's it's kind of like when you ever play a game and you hear someone say something and then someone repeats back a meme, like and it's like, whoa, there's 2 bots in here. There's 2 bots that are having a dialogue with each other.
I didn't even, bro, if you think I caused chaos when I was going live, like in October and in September, bro, they haven't seen nothing yet.
Dude literally says what cards, and then he goes ahead and doubles down and playing the worst hand possible. Like, if you are in a trial, harassing people in public for profit, and then you go home and announce on your live stream that you're just getting started, what happens to you, man. I mean, you're not giving the judge nor prosecutor any reason to go light on you. It's just not going to help your case at all. I mean, even in the US, that would be a dumb idea, but he's still somehow operating like he's in the US and isn't at the mercy of a foreign court system. But I mean, hey, whatever happens will just likely be jaw-droppingly stupid, and he will just yet again make everything worse for himself.
For 5 minutes. I told you he flew from imagine, bro, the flight was 12 hours to sit down for 5 minutes. 600 times the time. You flew 12, 15 hours for that? That's his clothing. You gotta imagine that. His suit was too big. He was smiling, and then he stopped smiling. This is journalism?
Yeah, you show up and report what happened. That's journalism. And I will be honest, if this trial was in a place that wasn't on my bucket list, I probably wouldn't have gone. But this just gave me a wonderful excuse to go explore Seoul for a couple days. So, I mean, I can't complain at all because I had a great time and some of the best food of my life. Dude, I ate at a Michelin star restaurant and I paid for it both myself and my editor. And what we got was 2 bowls of hand-cut noodles and this like beef broth with beef, and then 2 orders of mandu, which I think are like, it's like Korean dumplings essentially. And it was all for like $34. Hands down, top 3 noodle places I've had in my life. And then on top of that, like the people there are just amazing. I don't understand why someone like him would just show up and disrespect them for profit. Either way, life is good, and I'm just happy I got a reason to go visit South Korea.
Okay, so
Dude, I'm so glad he went out and enjoyed the food. It's really heartwarming to see. Damn, that's pretty crazy that he went out there and he got a taste of the culture. Got to see what it's about. That's incredible, dude. What a great excuse to go there. At least he's not like some of these other people. You know what I mean? Damn, that's really cool that he got to go out there and experience the culture. And he didn't shy away from places. It seems like he actually went to food places that, you know, the locals would go to. You know what I mean? So, shout out to him for exploring Korea.
we have the 2 misdemeanors, which number 1, it was for the fish.
Minor Crimes Act.
The Minor Crimes Act, which are essentially
Minor Crimes Act, misdemeanor. So why don't you tell everybody the max fine is $50, $100 for that? Why don't they tell me? They don't want to tell me the truth. You have 2 minor crimes. That's $100, $150 for 2. It's like $70 each. Why did they tell us the truth?
Okay. Then once you stack those misdemeanors with the felonies and the amount of time that he's stuck in Korea waiting for his trial, and suddenly he's there for a long time. He's sitting there laughing, but he's the only one here who's being held against his will in Korea.
You have to have some kind of weirdness in your brain. I'm gonna fly 7,000 miles across the world to watch a 5-minute hearing. They said, what's your name? What's your address? What's your occupation? Okay, bye-bye. See you April 9th. Minor tickets, fines. I don't know what these thought is going to be an O.J. Simpson trial.
The dude is just so mad that people showed up and told the world how cooked he seems to be. Like, the only good thing he has going for himself here is at least he's stuck in an awesome country. But a Korean lawyer did also come out and share his opinion that a slap on the wrist is not really in the cards for Johnny here either. So Johnny, he can just spin it however he wants, but the fact of the matter is he could not return to the US right now, no matter how much he wants to.
You're the one who's gonna look so dumb when I don't get any jail time or anything. Like bro, I'm gonna laugh like a villain. Look, I did go there and recognize all the charges. I said I was guilty. I did say all this because I think it's just gonna be a fine. What the? I'm just gonna pay and leave, bro. Like you can't go to jail for this. You can't. Like you literally cannot.
I mean, again, I wouldn't really say that's a good strategy for his trial, but it's not like anything he's done has been a good strategy for his trial. So it's not like too much has changed here. So I guess with some time, we'll find out what actually happens. But if you want to see the full coverage of the trial, you can watch this video right here. And I'll be dropping a vlog of my journey in Korea for the members only here on the channel as well in the next couple of days. But other than that, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe, drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
That was pretty hilarious. But yeah, Johnny Somali's pretty fucked. That's kind of hilarious that he's the lesson that people are going to have to learn. He's basically the bar that's been set where other people that are traveling are going to have to be like, all right, we just have to not be like them. We just can't replicate this level of debauchery, right? Oh man, this is kind of a hilarious time if you think about it. These nuisance streamers are just going around traveling and harassing people. I remember going to my first TwitchCon. I think it was like 2017 or 18. And these people are just walking down the street and people are just enjoying their night, having a dinner at these nice restaurants. And there are these teenagers and young adults just shoving cameras and lights in people's faces. and be like, what are you guys eating? And like, dude, I was just watching that. It's like, wow, that's kind of crazy. That's the kind of world we're headed towards, where you don't have to worry about Big Brother really snitching or ratting you out, which I think is kind of funny that TikTok is basically people snitching on cops. When cops pull people over, people just TikTok and they're just like, here's some live footage, here's some coverage of what the cops are doing. That's why there's so many of those cops just going way out of their legal capacity to harm other human beings. But yeah, it's just live journalism. So instead of reporting on people, they're just reporting on cops. Well, I guess they're reporting on people. So back to the Big Brother. It's like we're the ones that are going to monitor and snitch on each other. But then right now, the perpetrators are the cops, so we're snitching on them, which I think is kind of hilarious that there's so many of these videos on TikTok. I remember I was on TikTok one day and a fire that was like 10 miles away from me just started and someone was filming it. And I was like, this is crazy that the algorithm just gave me this video. I saw it and I was like, I know that freeway exit. That's right down the street, and it was. I didn't know the fire, but they dealt with it pretty quickly. But fortunately, so yeah. He's basically documenting his own. He's his own snitch. He's snitching on himself. All of this is him snitching on himself. So who knows, dude? This court case might go on for a few more months because he's adding more charges. He's doing more things. He's basically confessing to a bunch of stuff. It's kind of hilarious and ridiculous. I'd love to see what the Korean streamers and the Korean reporters have to say about this. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know what I mean. But I think it's the end of this video. Have a good one.